It is a rare Sunday night showdown in downtown St. Pete. A little bit wet at Al Lang Stadium, but the stage is set for round two of USL's Sunshine State rivalry between the Tampa Bay Rowdies and Miami FC. Thrilled you could join us, everybody. I'm Drew Felios. My partner Ryan Davis joins us down on the field. So far, so good for the Rowdies. Unbeaten through 7 games. Ryan, with 17 points. What has been the biggest key behind their success?
Well, it all starts with the airtight defense of the back three: Aaron Guillen, Forrest Lasso, and Jordan Scarlett. And by the way, goalkeeper Evan Lauro in outstanding form. The Rowdies have not conceded in the last 3 games. This has allowed the forwards up top to blossom and score goals. Rowdies cruised to a 3-0 victory over Miami FC just 9 days ago. Tonight, Miami is rested, and they are led by Sebastian Velasquez. He can certainly get it done. Well, the number 10, the Colombian, can cause problems all around the pitch. He can play midfield, he can play up top, he creates havoc wherever he goes. Excellent ball control, creates space for others. He's a real handful for the Rowdies tonight. Certainly one to watch, and for the Rowdies as that back line continues to improve. Jordan Scarlett continues to grow. What a season he's had thus far. Well, Jordan Scarlett was a leader in the team that he played before, so he brought those same characteristics to this Rowdies back three, and it's fitted quite impeccably with Forrest Lasso and Aaron Guillen. As a result, they're as solid as they can be. Keynote for the Rowdies: no Seba Guenzati tonight, also no Leo Fernandez, Ryan, so some youngsters are going to get some opportunities. Young Kevin Mendoza is making his debut tonight at the number 10 role. He's going to be intricate in the Rowdies offense. He's going to slide right in and play right behind Juan Tejada. It should be a great matchup for the youngster. Rowdies certainly not underestimating Miami FC here tonight. Rowdies taking on Miami. We've got the kickoff straight ahead.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer super fan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. Amanda Nunes wears hers with pride. From standing up for herself against the doubters, to being the only woman in her MMA training gym. Amanda refused to let stereotypes get in her way, whether inside the octagon or out. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
A great challenge still lies before us, Florida. And as we try to understand this new normal, we must remember, things aren't normal. Not yet. So let's all keep doing our part to stay healthy until it is. We are One Florida. And Florida Blue remains committed to the one place we've ever called home.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Just moments away from kickoff, Tampa Bay and Miami in USL action on what has turned out to be a beautiful Sunday night here at Al Lang Stadium. Let's take a look at our formations presented by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. For Miami FC, it's the 4-2-3-1, and tremendous talent they have. A new goalie tonight, Brian Gamiero, will be in net. Sebastian Velasquez, we told you about at the top of the show. Also, number 6, Harrison Heath, the midfielder, the Englishman. Tremendous, so versatile in what he can do. And for the Rowdies, we told you about the changes. Opportunities abound for players like Kevin Mendoza, the midfielder tonight. Also Malik Johnson in that 3-5-2. Mustafa Dumbuya also back in the lineup. Forrest Lasso wears the captain's armband here tonight. And our coaching matchup, With Neil Collins in his third season with Tampa Bay, rapidly becoming one of the elite coaches in USL Championship. Paul Dalglish, welcome back to Tampa Bay. He once led the Rowdies back in 2010, and now he has been named the head coach of Miami FC in the interim basis as Nelson Vargas stepped aside earlier this week. Our St. Anthony's Hospital injury report with Leo Fernandez on the shelf temporarily. We hope Lloyd Sam for the visitors. So lots of shuffling here tonight. Miami will wear the visiting blue, Tampa Bay in the iconic green and gold. We're underway from downtown St. Pete. Tampa Bay and Miami should be fun. And Ryan, we lead you off with our keys to the match.
Well, the Rowdies hosting this Miami FC team. Now, Miami FC have not won a game so far this season, so they want to come into Allang Stadium and stop the bleeding, stop the goals from leaking in. So the Rowdies have to play the hosts and up the tempo, try to create some tempo, create some goals like we're seeing right now. And then Miami on the other side have to consolidate and try to counter on top. When the Rowdies push forward, the Miami formation of that 4-2-3-1, those four players can get forward and catch that back three off guard on a counter-attack.
Not much has gone right for Miami so far in this young season. So important they get off to a good start as Loro touches for the first time for Tampa Bay.
Well, we just touched on Evan Loro right at the beginning in our build-up to the game. Just in fantastic form. Leads the USL with clean sheets with 4. Such the backbone for this Rowdies team. Just like last year where there was John McCarthy, Evan Loro has seamlessly just slided right into that slot and taken over the controls behind the back line.
Just before our match tonight, players kneeling together, all 35 championship clubs and its players standing together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. We are all united against racism amongst the USL family.
This guy on the ball, Lewis Hilton, is so important. And now Kevin Mendoza, the guy making his debut.
Light showers currently here in Allang. As Nick Johnson touches for the first time, Dom Duro and that Rowdies midfield.
Speaking about light showers, Drew, I would give this conditions in 9 out of 10 for a soccer player. Just overcast, just a beautiful day to play soccer in Allang Stadium.
Jordan Doherty spreading it right. Mendoza, foul immediately. And that's going to be on Ba, the Liberian. Our officials stepping in. And Tori Penso checking on Kevin Mendoza, who went down pretty hard. And now those light showers gain a little bit of steam, and here's the takedown.
Well, here's Mendoza being adventurous, exactly what Neil Collins wanted. And Othello Bau just leaned right into him, and the number 10 is still rubbing his wounds.
I think Boss said, hey, my cleat just kind of stuck in the mud.
Excuse my cleat, Mr. Mendoza.
Well, Tampa Bay is Florida's most ways to play. Plan your next adventure at Visit Tampa Bay. That's Visit Tampa Bay, a proud sponsor of the Rowdies, and a free kick just to the right of that 18-yard box.
Well, last season, Neil Collins preached about getting goals from set pieces. There's a man by the name of Forrest Lasso, the big centre-back, known as the lumberjack in the back. The 6'6" centre-back is up there and by the penalty spot. He's going to try and get on the end of this Lewis Hilton driven cross, possibly at the near post. Yep, here he comes. 2
assists for Hilton so far, and Tejada, nearly the first goal for Tampa Bay.
We'll talk about popping up at the right spot. Juan Tejada just peeling off of his marker and getting his head onto that one. Just look at the drizzle, Drew. Just impeccable for a soccer player. The grass is going to be slick. Malik Johnson is licking his lips. Going to be getting after defenders. Players like Sebastian Velasquez, like we talked about, skilled players, love these sort of conditions where defenders have a hard time twisting this way and that to keep up.
How about Gamietto getting the start for Miami as Coach Dalglish hoping to excite some of his youngsters on this Miami roster?
Well, that's one of the pluses of bringing in a new coach, or bringing back a new coach. I should say an old coach. Everybody starts off at 0. So if you impress in practice, like I'm sure young Gamero has done, he's going to get the starting lineup.
Coach Dalglish talked about his stint with the Rowdies in 2010. He is really part of soccer royalty, isn't he?
Well, his dad is Kenny Dalglish. You talk about living legend. Kenny Dalglish, the greatest player to ever come out of Scotland, and a Liverpool legend. You can walk any path of this planet and bring up the old Kenny Dalglish and people will know who he is. Knows affectionately as Special K in England. So Paul Dalglish definitely has the oh, what a pass.
Adoro sending it forward. Dumbuya's got the wheels, but that one will sail out. And a goal kick coming up for Miami. So here in the 5th minute, just underway. Miami's last game, August 7th, against this Rowdies bunch. And a 3-0 defeat. Anytime you get beat 3-0 at home, that's what you call in football terms, Ryan, a beatdown.
It is. It is. Coach Collins talked about that in the pregame. One of his concerns tonight was this Miami team remembering that 3-0 loss, going back over the tape and coming into Ireland with something to prove, looking for that first point or even a win tonight. This Miami FC team is going to be so motivated. So the Rowdies are going to have to be willing to take their best punch.
Talked about the conditions with a wet ball throughout the night. It's going to move a little bit heavier, a little slower across that pitch.
Correct. You have to just be a little more accurate with your passing. Put some extra mustard behind it, as they say.
Here's Dumbuya, tremendous split. Gets through and sends it off a defender. It'll be the first Rowdies corner kick of the night, and all Rowdies corner kicks are brought to you by Morgan Auto Group. Morgan Auto Group and a Rowdies corner kick.
Well, it was bye-bye Dumbuya. 2 defenders came to him. He just split them with that speed. Wow. Malik Johnson usually starts in this right-hand side. Dumbuya not blinking, with Johnson being out on the other side. Just blew past those defenders. There's Air Canada himself, Malik Johnson.
Johnson has been spectacular here in this young season. 2 highlight reel goals. Corner on. Tampa Bay trying to stay on top of it. Here's a blast. And one that Dominic Aduro loves to take. That one, though, was Johnson. And now Johnson will retreat. Quick counter the other way. And here is Velasquez. He can strike quickly. Sebastian Velasquez scores!
Well, what a counter-attack that was. We talked about the keynotes before the game, at the beginning of the game, rather. And Miami came out of the box in a flash from the corner kick. Here they go, the 1-2 with Romario Williams onto Velasquez on that left foot and in the far corner. What a finish by the Colombian. One of the players of the game to watch tonight, and he delivered. The number 10 gets this Miami team on the board. Exactly what Mr. Paul Dalglish would have wanted. And the counter-attack worked, and Miami FC have a goal.
Velasquez was shut down when he came here to Al Lang the last time, suiting up for Real and the Monarchs. But a household name certainly in USL Championship as the Rowdies try and come right back. And this will be another Tampa Bay corner kick. Certainly the Rowdies, they have got their attention. Miami has in these opening minutes.
Well, you know, in all fairness to the Rowdies, when you get caught on a counter from a corner kick, you're so committed to try to get that goal and cause problems to the other team that they just weren't prepared for that counter-attack. And all credit to the visitors. They did a great job in getting numbers forward.
Morgan Auto Group's corner kick for the Rowdies. Again, it's Lewis Hilton. Furious action here in the first 10 minutes. That rain continues to come down.
Looks like a foul was called.
Well, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation, the official ball supplier of USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, go to selectsportamerica.com. That's selectsportamerica.com. There's ball. Lasso in the back, become the emotional leader for this Rowdies team. Lance Roseboom wearing number 25 tonight in blue, another former Rowdy.
Oh, great read by Aaron Guillen. And trying to go quickly to Juan Tejada.
Oh, high kick that time. Tejada may have gotten a piece of it, and this does not look good. Juan Tejada coming down hard. Coach Collins screaming for at least a yellow card.
Well, looks like Brenton Griffiths, the Jamaican, came across to clear the ball. And as Juan Tejada tried to get in the way, looks like Griffiths' cleats. Here we get another look. Here comes Griffiths coming across. All eyes on the ball. And then when he hits it, his follow through. Oh. Not sure if that was inadvertent, Drew. He got the ball, but that follow through was so almost deliberate.
Well, there's got to be some cleat marks on the side of Tejada. Took a direct shot, and that's certainly worthy of a yellow. And let's see if eventually we see some discipline here. Brenton Griffiths will certainly get a talking to.
There he comes again. Griffiths' eyes on the ball, though. When he hits it, sort of leaves his foot out there. And the on-rushing Juan Tejada gets the worst of it. But we know Juan Tejada and his personality. If it's one person who's going to bounce right back up, he's the Panamanian wonder kid. It looks like rather than a throw-in, we see Lewis Hilton with the ball in his hands. Looks like the referee may have judged that for an actual foul, but yet no yellow card.
So they will place it down for Lewis Hilton. Free kick for Tampa Bay. You can hear in the background the select fans allowed here in attendance tonight. Of course, Skyway Casuals, Rouse Mob, and Rowdies fan groups showing their full support.
Just want to confirm that Paul Dalglish just picked up a yellow card from the referee after his disgust for her changing her mind.
So it is a yellow card for Brenton Griffiths. Confirmation here in the box. And we continue play. Nice ball driven into the 6 and nearly a goal. Aaron Guillen had a chance at it that time.
Well, that was a lethal in-swinger by Lewis Hilton, and boy, do we know he can deliver from set pieces. Just driven into the mixer right at that last post. And Aaron Guillen, the centre-back, almost got on the end of it.
Now Hilton will be the outswinger. And another Morgan Auto Group corner kick. Rowdies trailing by 1, but certainly no panic here early as Mendoza will be whistled for the hold and a couple players down inside the 18, one inside the 6. So bodies colliding here in this first 15.
Well, with the weather being the way it is, the emotions are high. The players are coming out to play. It's getting all muddy. It's going to be a scrum half pretty soon, as they say in rugby terms, as bodies are hitting the deck. Looks like Brenton Griffiths on the ground.
I just mentioned, Ryan, the Rowdies at this point, down a goal, certainly not going to panic, because coming into this game, Miami's defense has given up 11 goals in their past 3 games. Tampa Bay with another scoring threat here, and this was the result, a friendly fire collision. That was Roseboom and Griffiths that time.
Looks like Forrest Lasso got in the mix there as well. He made sure his presence was felt as that ball went up. Maybe a little bit of payback for his center forward, getting the worst of it from Griffiths just a couple of minutes ago. Looks like the lumberjack came up and delivered. Here he is. Look at that left foot and then the elbow. Wow, 13 and a half minutes in, Drew. A goal, bodies hitting the deck, free kicks everywhere.
Well, fans, we invite you to follow the Rowdies and the rest of the USL Championship all season on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who've already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today, ESPNplus.com.
Just looking at the hostility right now between these two teams, just in the open 13 minutes. and the weather sort of obliging to that style of play. Just want to see if there's going to be any sort of rhythm to this game. There's nothing so far. It's been helter-skelter.
And I'm going to play weatherman here temporarily. That cell just moved over downtown St. Pete. There's nothing behind it. We should have pretty nice weather, at least for the rest of this first half.
Well, let's see if any sort of rhythm, like I said, follows suit.
Sebastian Velasquez on the board early on for Miami. And it's a 1-0 lead for the visiting squad. Drew Felios and Ryan Davis here on ESPN+. Great to have you with us. Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer. Rowdies remaining unbeaten in USL Championship play. A top Group H, but an early threat by Miami FC. And also, love to hear from you throughout the match. Be sure and send Ryan a tweet. Let you know what you think. Let him know what you think about what you're seeing and what you're hearing.
Thanks, Drew. Really appreciate that very much.
Welcome all Miami fans watching tonight. Tough start to the season, but only their 4th game. Things certainly going to get better, especially with Coach Dalglish at the helm.
But we look at the body language by this Miami team now. They don't look like a team that's lost 3. It's all of its 3 matches. They want to touch the ball. Everyone seems confident, wanting to get on the ball. They're going to want the number 6, Harrison Heath, to get on the ball.
Scarlett holding things up for the Rowdies. Well, it takes incredible courage and incredible team to beat cancer. As a top-ranked cancer hospital, Moffitt offering every resource available to help you win your fight. Visit Moffitt.org to learn more.
Well, here's a chance for both teams now to get a hold of the ball, get some possession, find their rhythm. And the Rowdies love to go side to side with their wing backs, Dumbai on the right and Malik Johnston on the left tonight.
Evan Loro has conceded his first goal in his last 4 matches. Rowdy's defense has been so stellar as of late.
Well, a lot of pressure by Jordan Doherty on the number 7, Vincent Betsecourt. Betsecourt from France, excellent player on the ball as we saw just now. And Jordan Doherty, the Irishman, trying his best to deliver the pressure.
Taken away by Hilton, nicely done by Lewis. And now a good turn. He'll send it forward, looking for Tejada. Headed up though, and a good job early on by Griffiths and Roseboom.
Well, we just saw Kevin Mendoza getting a chance to try and create some daylight for Juan Tejada. He's going to have to find some rhythm as well. Still has the nerves, making his debut tonight.
Saidi. And now here's Velasquez. Velasquez, talk about a magician. Number 10 showed what he is capable of on that first goal and really has done tremendous things in this league. Ball sent back now, and this is Saidi. And getting there first and able to cut him off was Jordan Scarlett.
Well, great read by Scarlett, allowing the ball to just sort of skid out of play on this slick surface. As Rowdies try again to start spreading out this Miami FC team to try and find some holes for Kevin Mendoza and this man Dominic Duro and Lewis Hilton. There's Hilton on the ball right now.
This is the 3rd match for the Rowdies in the past 10 days. Coming off a win on Wednesday night over Atlanta. Goal by Forrest Lasso in the first half, and then Juan Tejada with a tremendous quality effort in the second half to put the game away.
He has really come leaps and bounds in his game. He has 2 assists this season, Juan Tejada. And just the goal he scored the other night was so individualistic. Rather than just finishing off a move, he sort of created it on his own. What a strike it was. Got 10 goals last year. We'll be looking for double digits again this year.
Doherty and Dumbuya. And the ball will skate out. As tonight we're seeing from Miami FC. We usually see a 4-3-3 in their first 3 matches, but Coach Dalglish going with a 4-2-3-1. 5 midfielders in this starting lineup. Why do you think?
Well, I think more importantly, Harrison Heath and Brian James, number 6 and number 17, are going to play in front of that back 4 and sort of clog things up a little bit and orchestrate from there. Make sure and stop the bleeding, Drew. When you're on a 3-game losing streak, you have to stop the goals from scoring. This Miami FC team have allowed 11 goals in 3 games. That's almost 4 goals a game. No chance of winning or getting a point if you can see close to 4 goals a game. So trying to stop the goals from coming in and see if they can create offense and counter-attacks like they did for that opening goal.
Ball now gets it to Bezecourt. Finding feet now is Miami. This is Bezecourt, the midfielder. And Lauro will pick things up.
Such great playmakers in Bezecourt and Velasquez. They're going to want to get on the ball and play the ball short. A great read by James.
Bezecourt right back. Nice tackle that time. Dominic Aduro.
But if it's one player who's going to like defending on this game, is Dominic Aduro. You know he's going to put some mustard into those tackles, as we saw there.
Certainly what he does best. Rowdies now to throw it in. Aaron Guillen. Spending the last couple of years with North Carolina FC. Good start to the season for the Rowdies. And now both teams trying to maintain a little possession. Miami will throw it in. Keep in mind, Rowdies' 2 best players, Sabo Guanzati and Leo Fernandez, both not in the 18 tonight.
Just shows the depth of this Rowdies team, and Coach Collins trying to get everyone in action. He keeps telling us before every game how well everybody's attuned in practice, how much they're dialed in. But he's backing up those words with actions, allowing players who do well in practice, like a Kevin Mendoza, like a Doumbia, to start tonight.
Roseboom sizing things up. And no hurry, certainly, from the visitors. Velasquez touches it with the left foot. And here's Bezecourt. Quick turn, sneaks it through. Quality that time. Top of the box, though. Rowdies' backline responding.
Once that front 4 gets close together.
Bezecourt puts it for Lauro. And there is Evan Lauro once again for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Las Vegas takes center stage August 25th when the Lights take on Orange County SC on ESPN Deportes. Las Vegas Lights FC and Orange County face a must-win on the national stage. Don't miss the drama. August 25th, 10 p.m., ESPN Deportes.
Looks like Forrest Lasso is trying to get that ball to Kevin Mendoza. With the amount of pace on it, Kevin Mendoza thought that Juan Tejada was behind him. So he just allowed it to go. Miscommunication there.
Lumberjack in the back comes up with it for Tampa Bay. In perfect Forrest Lasso fashion. And now it's Doumbia. He had to sit out 3 games after getting injured. Injured a knee. Luckily for Tampa Bay, he is back. Tejada, not afraid to go amongst the trees. Nobody home that time as he tried to get it back, and a whistle with it will belong to Miami.
But without Guanzati tonight and without Leo Fernandez, that natural left foot on the left wing, Malik Johnson and Juan Tejada are going to link up a lot tonight, as Malik Johnson is going to use that right foot to cut inside and play the ball on the ground to Juan Tejada. So it's going to allow the Miami centre-backs to sort of come out and play outside of that box, as Malik Johnson is going to try to find some room and create from that left-hand side with his right foot.
Another whistle. Official right there to step in. And I'll tell you what, the crowd, again, not the usual crowd that we're Used to sing here at Al Lane given the COVID circumstances, but Ryan, sometimes when there's less fans, you can hear individually what some of them say. It's not always favorable.
And they all speak in French, four-letter French words, sadly. But yeah, it's they are passionate here in St. Pete and Tampa Bay area.
Another nice ball to Bezecourt. Gets a tap on it. Loro with no harm done to the Rowdies. Doumbouya, love his pace. Former Phoenix rising star.
So important for Kevin Mendoza to keep getting a touch of the ball, the number 10. It's a sort of a rhythmic sort of position. So he has to come back and get a touch of the ball, stay involved. And he's going to rely on Lewis Hilton, Dominic Adura to feed him, and Jordan Doherty.
Scarlett now touching to Doherty. Rowdy's possessions have been clinical this season. They have really been fun to watch. Every player touching it on so many sequences.
And so much too, Jordan Doherty, the 19-year-old from Ireland. We've seen him grow up in the last year and a half, getting so confident on the ball. Just amazing to watch the youngster grow in stature.
Othello Thaw. Doherty chasing. Oh, sent down. Lasso. Well, it goes right over him. Look out. Williams trying to turn. Instead, he'll retreat.
But what vision by Bezecourt. Just looking up, using his left foot, and putting the ball right in the danger area for Romario Williams. Forrest Lasso didn't get his head on it, but the ball was just so teasing.
You can certainly tell Miami took that loss to Tampa Bay personal back on August 7th.
And it worked out perfectly, getting that early goal. Talk about confidence now. Whatever little confidence they had just multiplied by getting that opening goal. You know, the Rowdies are really going to see the best of Miami FC tonight.
Adura. Malik Johnson. Johnson has worked magic off the bench this season. Tonight he tries to do it as part of the 11.
Just saw Malik Johnson trying to flick that ball in quickly to Tejada. That is not the way for the Rowdies to play tonight. Malik Johnson's going to have to be patient and swing that ball from side to side.
How about Adura all over Velasquez, and he gets it back for Tampa Bay. Doherty sends it up now to Doumbouya. Doumbouya just plays at another speed. He waits for Doherty, though, cuts it back. There's a lane there. Tejada trying to squeeze through. Oh, great job by Gramiero, who came out to get a piece. Came off his line and denied a Rowdies goal.
Magic from Doumbouya, number 24. There he is. Shows the ball on his right foot. Fakes his play. There he is. Goes on his left. And look at the slippery pass to the Fox in the box. Just couldn't deliver it. Great bit of goalkeeping by Gramiero, making his debut tonight. Came in bravely at the Panamanian's legs. Look at that. And saved what was a certain goal. They beat the offside trap. And number 17, Juan Tejada, just couldn't get the finish. But it has to be said, fantastic goalkeeping from the Miami FC debutant.
How about the maturity, too, from Tejada to wait just long enough. That flag did, in fact, stay down.
Just to stay in line. In line is onside. And thankfully, linesmen are encouraged by FIFA officials to reward the attacking players. If there's any hesitancy, keep that flag down.
Best opportunity so far for the Rowdies. But Tejada's so exciting to watch, isn't he?
He just never stops through. There he is again.
To watch him work tonight also. Remember, he is the Robin to Seba Quinzati's Batman.
Correct.
And without Batman out there, Tejada's still not backing down thus far. And he's still determined to come away with a goal. '29th minute. Still 1-0. Roseboom puts it in motion. Nice touch to Williams. Ball will skate by him. Rowdies will get set defensively. This is Prince Saidi. Well, Rowdies just letting them kind of just wait. Look out. A one-timer bound to be set up here.
Oh.
And then Dom Now Velasquez, left-footed blast. Lauro there to fist it out. Still alive in the box. Bezecourt couldn't get the rebound.
What two terrific efforts by Harrison Heath and Bezecourt. It was a right foot drive by number 6 Heath, and then a left foot drive by Bezecourt. One stop by Lasso, one from Lauro. But great attempts by the Miami FC attacking midfielders. It was Heath, the center midfielder, and number 7, Bezecourt, the Frenchman, the attacking midfielder, linking up so well in the last third. As the Rowdies backed off of them, they let it fly.
Bezecourt's been so active here early on in the first 30. Saw Forrest Lasso, he's going to have to be the emotional leader tonight without Fernandez and Wenzat.
The sort of personality Lasso has, he would like nothing better than to rile these troops up and lead them tonight.
Delaball. Now Dubuya. Shielded. Ball comes away with it. Miami stays aggressive. Bezecourt. Resets. And Miami FC in command for most of this first half.
Well, confidence starting to ooze through the pores now as Velasquez gets on the ball yet again. Look at the flicks. Here he goes again.
Sebastian Velasquez taken down from behind. And this is going to be a foul on Aaron Guillen and a yellow administered.
Well, Aaron Guillen was beaten with the pass. And Velasquez, once he got a step on him, the Mexican just tried to clip him from behind. Here's the flick. And Velasquez is off to the races and just uses that left hand and asks to borrow his shirt. There it is. No choice for the referee tonight. He gets into her books, Aaron Guillen.
Rowdies yellow card issued in the 31st minute to number 33, Aaron Guillen.
So Velasquez on top of it for Miami.
Well, just like Lewis Hilton can deliver ones close to the keeper, the left-footed Bezecourt seems to be first in line here. He's going to put this either on goal or right on top of that 6-yard box for Evan Lauro to commit.
Bezecourt drives. Oh, good, nicely done that time, Jordan Scarlett. Able to get a piece for Tampa Bay, and this should be a corner kick coming up for Miami.
Well, Jordan Scarlett, talk about fitting right into Neil Collins' plan. Such communication between this back three, and the number 5 just picked up that loose ball. Here's Neil Collins, a centre-back himself. Preaches, walks the walk, and has his centre-backs well-tuned.
See a little bit of a look of concern on the face of Neil Collins. Rowdies continue to trail, and this one will be called off. A foul, and we're going to have our first hydration break of the night with the Rowdies still trailing 1-0. There's Lance Roseboom coming back to Tampa Bay. Remember, he was part of that Rowdies squad back in 2018 in Neil Collins' first season here. He had the knee injury during the year and what was a very tumultuous Rowdies campaign. Here are some out-of-town scores over the weekend. Charleston Battery and a big win over Atlanta United. Ryan, you had a part to call that.
Got a chance to call that game last night, and what a comeback by the Battery. Just amazing. They were down 2 goals after 52 minutes, and then the type of goals that were scored in that game, you'll see them on the highlights tonight.
Charlotte gets the win over Memphis 3-2. Hartford over New York Red Bulls 2. Hartford continuing to improve. Indy 11 among the class teams in the league, 1-0 over Pittsburgh. Birmingham with a victory and another clean sheet for Louisville as they take down Loudoun United FC.
See Louisville FC with that 2-0 win starting to claw their way back into this USL mix.
Really had a slow start, didn't they? And Ryan, it's hard to believe after tonight, we are halfway through the regular season here in this shortened 2020 campaigh.
And if it is Tampa Bay Rowdies, 17 points, pulling away from Group H. Exactly the spot you want to be if you're Neil Collins. And if you're Paul Dalglish, right at this very moment, stepping in, only 6 days on the job, to have a 1-0 lead against the favorites, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, in Al Lang. Both teams sitting pretty. The overall picture on the Rowdies, and of course the in-game right now FC.
Definitely been a different year. COVID precautions throughout the league of USL Championship, but we have made soccer happen in the year 2020. Coming up at halftime, we're going to talk to Dr. George Champas. You don't want to miss that, as Mike Watts, who has the opportunity to call so many games throughout this league, had a really nice interview with Dr. George Champas. Talk about the USL's effort and how successful it has been. It really has been the model throughout all of sports, the way these players and staffs have been able to pull off this season, as Bezecourt tries to get behind and Loro able to take care of it.
You know, just getting a glimpse of this newly formed Miami FC team in the opening 35 minutes. If they continue to play this way, despite what happens in this game, if they continue to play this way in the offensive third, it's going to be a lot of problems for the rest of the teams in Group H, because they are really starting to look comfortable with Velasquez and Bezecourt.
Well, it takes an amazing team to be the #1 construction firm in Central Florida. At Ripa and Associates, we believe in investing in our employees and our community. Visit ripaconstruction.com to learn more. 36th minute. Rowdies trying to get one before halftime. This is Guillen.
Very important for the Rowdies to stay patient here, as we see Doumbaya and Malik Johnson switching roles. Johnson coming back to his familiar right side.
Scarlett with some time and space. Jordan Scarlett breaking through. Oh, takedown inside the box that time. Looked like had the potential to be a foul.
Looks like Ball got enough of the ball, but Jordan Scarlett, an adventurous run by the center back. Not a problem if this Miami FC team are going to sit back. You're going to have to attack the space, and Jordan Scarlett did exactly that.
Good effort by Doherty, getting it right back for the Rowdies. Tampa Bay looking more and more comfortable after starting a little bit slowly with this adjusted lineup.
I think with their getting back to moving the ball side to side is going to put pressure on the Miami FC team. I'm going to play to the strengths of this Rowdies team.
Now Roseboom attempting to slow things down. Hilton right there with him. Gamietto, not intimidated here in Tampa Bay Rowdy territory, Al Lang Stadium. One of the toughest places to go on the road and get a win in USL Championship, with all the tradition that this great franchise brings.
Well, Coach Collins, coming in just about a year and a half ago, has created this place into a palace. And by the way, it's surrounded by a moat, thanks to the Tampa Bay itself.
Malik Johnson. Lasso spreading it. This is Guillen. Tejada. Oh, club right on the back of the head. That should be a yellow. And somehow, some way, there's no foul. That definitely needs to be called.
Well, looks like young number 17, James, making the most of his opportunity tonight with the new Paul Dalglish at the helm, just clogging up the plays, blocking the lanes, and trying to create counterattacks for this Miami FC team. Great pass by Doherty, so comfortable on the ball now.
Doumbaya, Hilton.
And here's where Kevin Mendoza, the number 10, he's going to come onto your screen in a little while. Right there, he's going to have to get on the ball near to Malik Johnson.
Johnson couldn't keep it that time. See the passing, though, a little bit more crisp from Tampa Bay, a little bit more direct.
And it's going to have to be quick, because this Miami FC team are starting to clog the lanes. So whatever daylight's there is going to get blocked pretty quickly. Oh, what a move.
Turning around, here's Mendoza. A little bit of daylight. Tejada Squeezed in that time.
Well,
now this is Williams.
That's the threat when the ball goes from side to side. It's going to open up for Mendoza. And he's going to have to make some quick flicks and quick touches to Tejada to create goal scoring opportunities.
'40th minute, early goal by Sebastian Velasquez, the Colombian. Miami leading 1-0.
Looks like Miami's thinking of bringing a substitute on.
Yeah, it looks like Hassan Nadam, the Cameroonian, set to check in. He'll be the first substitute of the match. Guillen, nice tackle that time. Franco on top of him. This game has been really physical so far in this first 40 minutes.
Well, Marco Franco, the number 3, excellent crosser of the ball, and the Rowdies know that. Great defending by Aaron Guillen.
So Ndam will come in. Brenton Griffiths, 40 minutes and about as active a 40 minutes as you could possibly have.
Well, had that sort of controversial tackle on Juan Tejada in the opening minutes, and then only to be later sort of had a collision with Forrest Lasso. It seems like Forrest Lasso won that battle as Brenton Griffiths, the Jamaican, makes his way off the pitch for the Cameroonian. And
well, lots coming up at halftime as Griffith's night appears to be done. Stuart Dobson, Rowdies' goalkeeping coach, steps into the spotlight. Special interview with Stuart. You don't want to miss that. Also, USL Championship storylines and up close with Dr. George Champus, courtesy of Mike Watts. He talks about protocol and COVID protocol, how it has worked out so well here in USL Championship. First half highlights and stats as well. That's coming up at halftime.
Mike Watts is such a great ambassador to this league. Fantastic commentator, great personality, and a better human being.
He certainly is. Always love running into him. Dominic Aduro. Jordan Doherty. Rowdies looking for a crease. Johnson cut off. They're not going to let him beat them, but Malik Johnson will stay in. And now an opportunity for Tampa Bay. The cross was intended for Dumbuya, a little slow, and lofted up in a tight space. It's tough to get that one through.
Well, we just saw the control of Malik Johnson. Othello Bow all over him. Here it is again. Here's the flip-flap, and he's gone like a flash. Bow trying to grab him, tries to bump him off the ball. Look at the balance. They're asking for the ball to be over the line, but a piece of it was on.
Rowdies coming right back. Dumbuya just never stops running. Final third broken up. And that's Brian James. Heard from that time. Tejada racing. Rowdies not giving up on it just yet. Oh, looked like they had a second chance opportunity. Hilton could not collect.
Oh, look at the Harrison Heath. Stop it.
Tejada. This has been a scrap so far.
I think we can thank the conditions for that.
Oh, yeah.
Soccer players love nothing better than a slick, wet field. And they're putting on a show so far.
The intensity is up a few notches in this cross-state rivalry, and this is just a signal of what I think is going to be years to come between Tampa Bay and Miami. Malik Johnson doing his thing.
Well, Air Canada looking for some space there on that right-hand side. Just couldn't get the final pass to create a chance, but it showed what he can do by creating his own space.
Foul called on Dumbuya. Play on here. Big storyline for Miami, of course. Lots of time to rest. 10 days, rather 9 days to be exact. And a coaching change. When all of that happens, you know that players are going to give their very best effort. It's been the case thus far.
Great challenge. Great challenge by Othello Ball coming inside.
How much this game means to that guy right there.
But such an experienced manager as well. Like we talked about, managed this Rowdies team in 2010. Has been around, just coming in and trying to settle the ship in Miami. Getting back to basics. Playing a little bit of a conservative formation. Allowing his playmakers like Velasquez and Bezecourt to have backing behind them. As we see Bezecourt trying to create some space there. But just putting players behind them to allow them to go forward and be creative.
Rowdies were behind at home in their earlier game this season. Their first home game against Atlanta. Were able to come back, get a couple, and win over a shorthanded Atlanta side, 2-1. Extra time, 5 minutes tacked on here to end this first half.
Well, I think those 5 minutes are just. We saw the bodies flying all over the carpet in the first 45 minutes.
Johnson tried to touch it through. Aduro. Oh, Aduro. Looked like he may have been able to wind up that time. A little bit of hesitancy here from the home side. Lasso will let one go.
Well, a little bit of naivety by Aaron Guillen, thinking he could thread that needle, but the Miami FC shirts were waiting for that pass.
I think you're seeing why a coaching change was made. Paul Dalglish taking the place of Nelson Vargas. You're seeing the effects of that right now.
Correct. Players have gotten a new lease on life just in the last 6 days. And he's given them confidence with this 4-2-3-1 formation, putting players in better positions to succeed. By Harrison Heath having that support of number 17, Brian James. And then that back four having that support of Heath and James sitting in front of them. Now look at Heath on this right side now. Leads this team in passing. Such an orchestrator. Here he is getting the ball back. And look at the dink to ball. Just beautiful soccer right now. Such an ease and a calm coming over this Miami team.
Sidey gonna try and get to the end line. Scarlett right there with her. Knocks down a billboard. Jordan Scarlett with a little extra hustle. Jordan Scarlett had an opportunity to be on the Rowdies video call this week. You could just sense this young man, after coming over from New York Red Bulls too, just has a new lease on life, suiting up next to Forrest Lasso and wearing the green and gold.
You know, Drew, we talked about early on in the season as Malik Johnson continues to dance on a string on this right-hand side. We talked about success breeding success. Our president, the Rowdies president, Lee Cohen and Neil Collins, just leading from in front. They sort of invite those sort of personalities into the group. So it's no surprise that Jordan Scarlett was welcomed and invited into this Rowdies organization.
Now it's Aduro. Rain has ceased, stopped at about the 18-minute mark. Malik Johnson trying to work something from the corner. Great first step, held and goes down. And will this be a yellow or perhaps a red after a clear hold-up that time? And the Rowdies are going to have it in a pretty good spot.
Well, slippery when wet.
Yellow to ball. I think he's lucky for that too, because he was clearly beaten.
But he's standing up on Malik Johnson's right foot, so he goes left, and just the pace, and there's the forearm just shoving Malik Johnson just to get him off balance. There it is again, the pull. The pull doesn't work, and there's the push. And that was enough for Malik Johnson to go over. And Othello Bow goes into the books. And Lewis Hilton now is going to be sizing up a shot, sorry, a pass or a cross But Malik Johnson just standing to the left of your screen. You can't see him right now. Wouldn't mind for Lewis Hilton just to roll one back in his direction. There's Johnson.
So Malik Johnson.
Forrest Lasso standing at the last post. It's going to give Lewis Hilton some distance so he can put the ball up in the air.
Remember, Lasso scored off a header last game. Can he do it again? Far post this time. Tampa Bay still with it. Mendoza trying to get a cross in. Oh, good job by Roseboom to keep it out. And now another counter on the way from Miami. Rowdies have got to scramble back. And somehow they come up with it.
There's that counter attack again. They got caught on the corner kick. This time it was a free kick with the numbers forward. But in the end, the pass was not accurate, and the Rowdies can breathe a sigh of relief.
Seconds away now. Rowdies have to hurry up here. Johnson with Hilton. And that will do it. First half will be in the books. And Miami playing quality soccer, leading 1-0 over Jordan Scarlett. And this Tampa Bay Rowdies squad, minus Guenzati and Fernandez. A different sort of challenge tonight for the Rowdies. Halftime festivities. We've got a full slate for you coming up from downtown St. Pete.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it.
You got like an ice bath around here or something?
When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
It is halftime here with the Rowdies trailing 1-0 to Miami FC, and our halftime show brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay. Plan your next adventure at visitampabay.com, where treasure awaits. Great to have you with us, everybody. I'm Drew Felios. We had a very special opportunity earlier today to talk with Rowdies goalkeeping coach Stuart Dotson, and I wanted to know, what are some of the great qualities that make a great goalkeeper?
Yeah, like you say, is big highs and big lows being a goalkeeper. So pretty much just keeping, a level head at all times. It's not very often that you are the glamour player on the field at the end of the game. It's more often than not you're that forgotten person, that's just kind of done okay, and you might have kept your team in the game, but people are always going to celebrate the forwards, the people that score the goals.
Some of the greats that you have coached in your Rowdies tenure, Matt Pickens, John McCarthy, Daniel Vega, Cody Mizell had a good stay here, and this year, Evan Loro. Which guy you want in net?
I was sad to put myself back in there, Drew. I don't know. I can't pick out one. You know, Matt Pickens and Daniel Vega came in, you know, very experienced players when I was here, you know, so it's just a matter of keeping those guys ticking over, and they knew how to manage a game. And then you have players like, you know, the current Evan Loro and John McCarthy, really exciting players, you know, that can do miraculous things, you know, but also you've got to teach them the finer aspects of the game as well. So I honestly couldn't pick out one. I would be happy with all the keepers you've mentioned.
You mentioned Loro. Rowdies have a true gem this year. We've enjoyed watching him play thus far. What makes him so special?
Yeah, he's a young person, and, you know, you just can't hold him back. You know, in training, he would train 6 hours a day. You know, his work ethic is unbelievable, and he brings that mentality out onto the pitch as well, and he just wants to win at absolutely everything, and he's just a great person to have in your squad.
Great stuff from Rowdies goalkeeping coach Stuart Dobson. Coach, you have done a tremendous job here. Do you feel like this could be a special Rowdies bunch that Coach Collins and yourself and the staff have assembled thus far?
Yeah, we know this is a special bunch. You know, Neil has put together a tremendous squad, and, you know, just what we see in the day-to-day, on a day-to-day basis is unbelievable. The work rate, you know, and the passion that they get from Neil, you know, to put it out on a, you know, every day. And I just look forward to game day because we know we're going to be an exciting team. You know, results have gone our way so far. You know, they're not always going to go our way. But if we keep putting out the effort that we see every day, then we'll finish there or thereabouts.
Goalie coach Stuart Dobson. Coach, thanks so much, and best of luck rest of the year.
Thanks a lot, Drew.
Great stuff from Coach Dobson as Miami leads Tampa Bay by a count of 1-0. It has been a team effort throughout this league, with COVID protocol in case making 2020 and this season a reality. More now on the state of the league as Mike Watts sits down with Dr. George Chapas in our USL Action of the Day.
The USL is proud to bring professional soccer back into our communities and across the ESPN family of networks. Follow your local club and don't miss these exciting matches coming up on ESPN2 or ESPN Deportes.
Dr. George Chapas from Northwestern and U.S. Soccer's Chief Medical Officer joins me. The protocols that were created in the case of the USL Championship and USL League One takes well over 50 pages to document. Describe the USL Championship's particular return to play and the role that you played in helping to craft those guidelines.
Yeah, obviously the credit goes to USL. The credit goes to USL, their owners, all the staff, really putting in the work, getting on calls multiple times a week with other leagues, but also recognizing that all the leagues can't be the same, and all recognizing that the elements are different for each of them. And I think it's important to touch on that because it's important for us to be able to create a mitigation strategy, layers of protection that our players are comfortable with, that our public are comfortable with, while respecting the virus. So USL has done a tremendous job. They've invested a lot of time and energy consulting with others to be able to put this forth. Hopefully I was a conduit and someone who provided, that medical expertise and brought everybody together. And if we can all come out of this safe and be able to show a model, not only for sport, but for public, that would be a great outcome.
Junior Flemings of Phoenix scores a hat trick against New Mexico. What a year he is having so far this year. Only the second hat trick in USL Championship in 2020. Tyler Pasher, the player of the month out of Indy 11. Martin Rennie, the coach of the month, Indy 11. They are going to be a team to beat, certainly down the stretch. And the top 5 power rankings, Tampa Bay right now atop the slate. Orange County, Phoenix, San Antonio, and Indy 11 also in the top 5. There is the team of the week. Can you believe Junior Flemings was once a member of the Tampa Bay Rowdies? That was back couple years ago, 2018. Also, how about Herrera doing tremendous work, the ageless wonder and USL championship. Tampa Bay Rowdies right now, top Group H, still unbeaten, hoping to stay unbeaten after tonight. Charleston with a win up to 11 points this weekend. Atlanta United and Miami FC still trying to really get their seasons rolling. Much more to come when we come back. Some highlights and stats as Rowdy Soccer continues.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
A great challenge still lies before us, Florida. And as we try to understand this new normal, we must remember, things aren't normal. Not yet. So let's all keep doing our part to stay healthy until it is. We are One Florida, and Florida Blue remains committed to the one place we've ever called home.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. Amanda Nunes wears hers with pride. From standing up for herself against the doubters, to being the only woman in her MMA training gym. Amanda refused to let stereotypes get in her way. Whether inside the octagon or out. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
This Rowdies halftime show brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay. Plan your next adventure at visittampa.com, where treasure awaits. First half highlights. Rowdies trying to get an early goal as the rain came down. Tejada got a head on it, but this one skated just wide.
But here comes Doumbia now. Shows right, goes left. And look at the pass, just threads it to Juan Tejada. Brave goalkeeping here by Gramero on his debut. Here he comes, right to left. Juan Tejada holding his run right here. Slips it through. And here's number 23 with the brave stop. And it's a goal kick to suit. Keeps his score at 0s. Now here's Harrison Heath, the Englishman, with a great shot. And then Sebastian Velasquez with the follow-up. Evan Lauro with a great save. A second effort. And the Rowdies clear it. So we've seen this Miami FC team growing in confidence and getting into the game as the score stays at 1-0. Now here's the corner kick. Here comes the goal. Rowdies caught off that corner kick, and here comes this Miami FC team. Purple shirts flooding. It was Romario Williams to Sebastian Velasquez. He dips his shoulders, goes left, and just far corner pocket. What a finish it was. Puts his laces on it, on the ground. Evan Lauro, no chance, and the visitors take a valuable 1-0 lead. And Paul Dalglish, the new coach of 6 days, has to be proud of this Miami FC team in the first half.
Sebastian Velasquez doing the honors for Miami there. So look at these stats. After one half of play, Tampa Bay with a 54% possession edge. Look at the corners also owned by the Rowdies, and it's been a very physical first half.
Correct. Credit to the Miami FC team. They knew the Rowdies were going to come in and hold possession, and then they hold possession for long periods of time. Miami FC steps in, combats that with some physicality, bumps them off the ball, and they create chances on counter-attacks for themselves.
Adjustments, Ryan, for the Rowdies in the second half. Is there anything Coach Constant can do? Good news. Still 5 substitutes to work with. The Rowdies have not made one thus far.
I think Jan Ekra coming off the bench, a little more of an attack-minded center midfielder. He'll come on for maybe Jordan Doherty, and then look for also Lucky Mkosana, the super sub off the bench, to maybe come in for the number 10, Kevin Mendoza, and also another forward in Kyle Murphy is waiting to get a chance. So the Rowdies have a lot of options off the bench, a lot of attacking flair. So Neil Collins has a lot of cards to play to get that equalizer.
Keep in mind, Rowdies' lineup certainly tested tonight. They lose 7 goals out of the lineup, 3 from Fernandez, 4 from Guenzati, and that's missing right now.
Well, the leader in front, Sebastian Guenzati, also the captain, has 4 goals already for the season. So Juan Tejada, also Jan Ekra and company have to come in and fill that gap. Also Leo Fernandez, that natural left footer on the left wing, they do not have that service tonight, so the service has to come through Malik Johnson on the right-hand side.
All right, good stuff, Ryan. Let's take a look at the Rowdies' upcoming slate. Atlanta United 2 on Saturday night, 7:30 at Al Lang Stadium. If you're not in the park here, make sure and watch us on ESPN+, and then head to the Charleston Battery 1 week later, followed by Miami, and then the one non-Group H game, Philadelphia Union 2, formerly Bethlehem Steel. They come here on September 6th. And then at Charleston on September 11th, as we head to the second half of the season. Juan Tejada, solid effort in the first half. 2 goals on the year for Tejada. He has been Mr. Second Half so far this season. Can he show another moment of brilliance to pull the Rowdies level? Dumbuya back in the lineup tonight for Tampa Bay after missing 3 games. And that guy right there, Malik Johnson, all the firepower you need on the pitch right now.
Well, Air Canada is ready to take off in this second half, Malik Johnson. He has to create a ton of chances for this Rowdies team.
Credit Miami. They have played inspired football. They have defended also all ends of the field here so far, but can they keep it up? I like Lucky Mkosana off the bench in this game tonight. We know, you just feel we're going to see number 77.
He's just one of those players that is so comfortable to come into the game. Lucky Mkosana coming off the bench and just picks up the rhythm so quickly. The number 77 for the Rowdies.
Come on, you Rowdies!
And Lucky Mkosana starts the second half for the Rowdies. So he is in the game right now. Thought maybe we would see Lucky, and we have immediately.
Well, the Rowdies with this 3-5-2 formation, just trying to get the ball to their wing backs and continue the side-to-side onslaught and move the ball up the field against this Miami team. We saw Miami in the first half using that physicality to sort of bump them off the ball when the ball does come through into the middle.
Halftime substitution for your Rowdies. Now leading the game, number 10, Kevin
Looks like Jan Ekra has checked into the game, the number 7. Just like we talked about, he's going to get into the game and push forward into the box and have that link-up play between the forwards and the midfield. Here he is.
Number 22, Jordan Doherty.
Now it's Dumbuya. All of a sudden, you can sense a little bit of spunk coming out of the locker room for the Rowdies. Again, this field was pounded in the first 20 minutes by heavy rain. May have thrown the Rowdies off just a little bit. Miami certainly took advantage. And Mkosana tapping out to Johnson.
Well, the field is nice and slick, and the wingers are going to have a field day in the second half. No call by the referee.
Scarlett with Lasso. Great to have you with us. Sunday Night Soccer on ESPN+. Drew Felios and Ryan Davis. Rowdies and Miami FC. This is round 2 of what is going to be one heck of a rivalry in this league.
Just looking at Bezecourt, just blocking the lane there, reading Jordan Scarlett's pass. Something Miami FC has done so well tonight. As soon as the Rowdies look to come into the middle, the purple shirts have clogged the lanes and snuffed out the play.
So Ryan, 2 subs made at halftime, those that will not count towards the total.
Correct. It's part of that 5-sub rule. The ones made at halftime really doesn't count. Now it's you have your legit 3 subs remaining, all at Coach Collins' disposal.
Damaturo.
Just to make sure everybody's on board here, Jan Ekra coming in for Jordan Doherty. Like we talked about, going to bring that attacking box-to-box play to link up with the forwards. And then young Kevin Mendoza, who had an excellent debut in the first half, the number 10. He comes off for an out-and-out striker in Lucky Mkosana, the number 77. He's going to stay close to Juan Tejada.
Ekra trying to get it to Tejada. Slides through the Miami defense, and now Bezecourt the other way. Bezecourt plays so quickly for Miami. Across the touchline, Rowdies will throw it in now, top of your screen.
Bezecourt from France and Jan Ekra from France. Not sure if they played on the same youth team or not, but certainly they can share some experiences. The number 7 for the Rowdies and the number 7 for Miami FC.
Tabuya. It'd be great to see Jan Ekra have a quality 45 minutes and change here.
Did you mention that Jan Ekra used to be roommates with Kevin Benzema? True, Felios? Kevin Benzema, the Real Madrid star, Jan Ekra used to play roommates with him in the French U19 squad. There he is on the ball, Jan Ekra. So certainly some pedigree in the number 7 here.
Ekra changes the point of attack. Malik Johnson. Johnson, that quick first step. Ba trying to stay with him. Good luck. And he'll slide it out. The Rowdies will have a Morgan Auto Group corner kick.
Well, great recovery by the number 2 Ba. Malik Johnson was off in a flash, trying to pump up his teammates and get communication correct. Looking for a short corner, but I don't think Lewis Hilton is interested in that. As you see the big Cameroonian, number 4 Ndam, coming in the first half for the Jamaican Griffins.
Lewis Hilton, the outswinger. Ball just beyond the 6. Lasso trying to go up and get it. Ekra touches to Mkosana. Rowdies distributing. That ball's got a little hook in it. Mkosana with the header, and this will be just over the crossbar as Gamieto has stood tall in goal so far for Miami, but good to see Mkosana involved for Tampa Bay.
Well, direct play by the number 77, and that's exactly what Coach Collins wants. Get that ball back in the mixer, let Miami react, and they did well. Getting their foot to it, clogging the lane, and in the end, goal kick.
Clean sheet so far for Gamieto. Tejada watches it go out. Rowdies will gain possession once more. Good start for the Rowdies. Here in this second half, this is exactly what Coach Neil Collins wanted to establish.
Well, they always call the second half the coach's half. The coaching crew gets a chance to huddle together and discuss the first half experiences. And we see the substitutes coming into play already between Jan Ekra and Lucky Mkosana.
Coach Collins said earlier this week, the further we go, the better we get, the harder it's going to be to win, because we're going to get everybody's best shot. And they're getting that right now for Miami.
We've been unbeaten after 7 games, 17 points in Group H, pulling away from the pack. You said it, Drew. Miami FC came in here with a point to prove and trying to get their attention.
Ekra with Tejada. Tejada switches it back. Great skill. Mkosana coming atop the box. Over to Johnson. Rowdies really working it right now. Malik Johnson tries to get through contact. They'll send it back. And now it's Aduro. Scarlett resets.
Well, excellent sequence by the Rowdies, but good defensive effort by Miami too. Staying disciplined with their marking. And even though the ball was moved quickly in the last third, no gaps or daylight occurred.
Sent on by Johnson, and this one will sail over everybody.
Now this is where Malik Johnson can lose patience, and Coach Collins is going to have to live with that. He's so dynamic in dribbling past players, but when the dribble is not there or when the lanes are blocked, he has to bring bring the ball back into the middle and allow the flow to continue. Not just try audacious cross and hope for the best.
Tampa Bay is Florida's most ways to play. Plan your next adventure at visitTampaBay.com. That's visitTampaBay.com, where treasure awaits. Sebastian Velasquez now for Miami. He's got the lone goal in this game.
Well, finally they dispossess him. With Sebastian Velasquez, the Colombian, his control is exquisite. Scoring that goal with such ease in the first half, and they took two Rowdies players to try to dispossess him. And such a versatile player as well for Coach Dalglish.
Plays with so much flair and always seemingly the smallest guy on the pitch.
Correct. Once that ball stays on the grass, he's in command.
Certainly plays large. Roseboom. Hassan Endam over to Harrison Heath. Heath has been a little bit quiet here tonight.
Seems like he's been asked to pull out wide. Not in his natural central position in number 6, Heath. Such an orchestrator usually for this Miami team. But he's just on this right, center right midfielder tonight. Evan Lauro leading the USL in clean sheets with 4 this season. In such great form.
Miami protecting a 1-goal lead, 54th minute. First game for Miami FC since suffering a 3-0 defeat to the Tampa Bay Rowdies back on August the 7th. This is their revenge game here tonight. And so far they've made the most of it. Bezecourt with ball. You just sense Miami taking the air out of it right now, getting themselves a bit of a breather.
Well, we talked about Miami's confidence growing in that first half. Look at the players on the ball now, taking their time, waiting for the purple shirts to open up. No rush, being up 1-0.
Roseboom sneaks it through. Sent back out. Where has this Miami team been through the first 3 games? Who knows where, but we're certainly seeing them here tonight.
Oh, great read by City. It was Jordan Scala trying to get out of trouble. Sorry, it was Barr, the number 2.
Now it's Hilton coming up with it for the Rowdies. Lewis Hilton, the Englishman. 2 assists on the year, spreading it wide to Johnson. Johnson has it tapped out. And let's see if this is a Rowdies corner kick. And I don't believe it will be. It was out on Johnson, so a goal kick coming up.
Well, the pass by Hilton was just a little too soft. It looks like Malik Johnson got tied up rather than the ball being rolled into his path.
Harrison Heath winning it just outside the center circle. Rowdies get it right back. Hilton getting involved, and now Tampa Bay will push forward with Johnson. Damaduro, physical from behind, we play on, and Lewis Hilton looking at the officials saying, what do I have to do to get a call tonight?
Well, that's the very reason number 17, Brian James, has been brought into this team. Letting his presence be known in front of that back 4 for Miami. Letting Lewis Hilton know that he's there, not allowing the orchestrator. There's James right there. He's had a terrific game so far.
Malik Johnson looking for a little more magic.
Wow.
Gets by, he's inside the box. Crosses on. Well, right at the doorstep, sent out by that Miami back line. Rowdies into the final third once again. And now starting to threaten. Here's Johnson one more time. Pressed against the end line. And again, Miami a foot on it.
The players know he's going to go right eventually. He just can't stop it because he is capable of going left. Malik Johnson, just a thankless job to stay in front of him. And he gets into that box and he gets so, the feet get so quick. Just that final pass needs to be worked on to find the green and yellow shirt in the box.
Plenty of time to work with for the Rowdies. Hilton and Ekra. And rather Ekra and Emko Sana clearly just picking up the pace of this Rowdies attack. Damaduro. And Ekra. Ekra, he is the Kwadwo Poku of Tampa Bay here in 2020.
Correct.
Guillen switches right. Scarlett, Tejada, and now Johnson. Johnson, line drive, headers on, scored! Lucky, lucky, lucky!
The man they call Lucky, Emko Sana, super sub off the bench. We called his name at halftime. Coach Colin rang the bell, and number 77, here it is, Malik Johnson with the early cross. Lucky Emko Sana going to the first post, and what a header it was. Right in the corner. Gramero, who's had a great first half, the goalkeeper, just couldn't get anywhere close to it. And just like that, it is 1-1 Tampa Bay. Rowdies 1, Miami FC 1. Game on.
Lucky has done it again. The super sub off the bench has struck. In the 59th minute, level at 1. And the crowd here at Al Lang erupted. What a goal by 77 Lucky Emko Sana. Player that has been quiet over the last 3 matches for the Rowdies into that substitute role. Sometimes players, when you are of star quality like Emko Sana, and your job is to now come off the bench and spark, sometimes that doesn't sit well, but he has embraced this new role, and you just saw him have a monster impact.
Just that veteran sort of guile, can come into any sort of situation and play what the coach wants him to play. He can play so direct, he can hold the ball up, and his finishing is just class. But the delivery by Malik Johnson was fantastic. Just a little bit of daylight is all he needed. Just whipped it in. And Lucky, the Zimbabwean, doing what a center forward's supposed to do. Ran to that first post and got all of his forehead on it. What a finish.
Now it's Saidi.
Oh.
Saidi with a fake, and he'll send this one into the seats, no damage done. Well, don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up, get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for the Rowdies, click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Get reminders on the Rowdies' next match by going to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Well, you mentioned Malik Johnson and the great assist. You know, he came into tonight, sort of had a target on his back, but he has refused to be the bullseye.
Correct, and he's so versatile now. You know, Coach Collins started him on the left, and he's changed his game up. Not only is he a dribbler, but he's willing to put that delivery in when needed. Not only can he go right as well, but he's going left now, so defenders are really second-guessing themselves. He just creates so much for this Rowdies team on that wing. Well, that confidence that Miami had is going to be tested now that the game is 1-1 and the Rowdies have all the momentum.
Well, I want to tell you about the game of the week coming up August 25th when Las Vegas Lights FC take on Orange County SC on ESPN Deportes. Don't miss the drama unfold. August 25th, 10 p.m. on ESPN Deportes. Las Vegas Lights, great franchise out there in Vegas. And part of USL Championship here in their 3rd season. '63rd minute. Rowdies have pulled level. And another substitute on the way as Mo Thaw set to check in with Tomas Granito.
Well, Tomas Granito, that sort of creative player in midfield. He can also go box to box. Look like he's going to take the place of James, who's also the center midfielder. Had a great game tonight.
So Granito, the midfielder out of El Salvador, in for Miami.
Played for the El Salvador youth team as well as the national team. So certainly has some experience in that arena.
Ball sent over into the neighborhood of M. Kosana. Lucky with Mo Thaw on him. Lasso does get ahead on that one to keep the Rowdies in it. Johnson trying to squirt through in a crowd. Malik Johnson, hold your breath.
The control is so tight, so hard to dispossess. And we saw Lucky M. Kosana recover that ball just now. And because Forrest Lasso looks like it's going to be a corner kick through, as Forrest Lasso is going to stay up there from the previous set piece.
Morgan Auto Group's corner kick, 64th minute. Lewis Hilton, as he usually does, doing the honors. He has been sort of just a quiet consistency he has brought, Lewis Hilton, this year. Part of the upgrade of that number 10. Here he is with the line drive. And this one will be over before it starts.
Well, the referee was warning the players before the free kick about the physicality. As soon as it was struck, she knew exactly what she was looking for. And it looks like she blew the whistle and that was it. Free kick for this Tampa Bay team, sorry, for this Miami FC team.
Granito in for James. Should be a fun ride the rest of the way. Scarlett, shoulder to shoulder. And Bezecourt on him. Loro will have the goal kick for the Rowdies.
Chance for the Rowdies now to get back their rhythm. Forrest Lasso, such a significant figure in the back. Jordan Scarlett from the Montego Bay. Bit of a high press from this Miami FC team now, trying to force the action, trying to disrupt this Rowdies team, try to get some momentum back.
Airborne now, here comes Tejada. Juan Tejada, he'll get your attention every time. Cuts it back, lays it down for Johnson. Oh, Gramiedo on the ground to deny.
Well, Gramiedo has been excellent all night long. Another delivery by Malik Johnson. There's the young keeper getting down. What a debut he's had so far. And Dominic Aduro is on the deck.
And the way he is holding his right leg, you hope that that is just a cramp. Again, muggy conditions throughout tonight, and the players exerting everything.
His characteristics, though, being that disruptor at holding midfield, is something where the Rowdies, since they just took off Jordan Doherty, they don't have another player on the bench that can come in and fill that role. May have to ask Jan Ekra to come out of his natural position as a box-to-box player to slide into that role.
Well, he is the engine of this Rowdies team, and here's one more look, possibly, at what went down here.
Well, Juan Tejada waiting for support, finding Malik Johnson. Gamiero with the quick distribution. And from that point on, Dominic Aduro tapped out.
So Aduro comes off, holding that back of his thigh. And for the Rowdies, some changes. Sebastian Daugard is up. Jordan Scarlett. Yes, it will be dog guard in here in this situation. And the Rowdies, for the very first time, Adam Najm. A young man out of Afghanistan, and that's a last name that the Rowdies fans will remember. David Najm suiting up for the Rowdies a season ago. Dumbuya coming out.
Well, David Najm was such a great influencer from this Rowdies organization. His brother comes in now, Adam Najm, and Sebastian Dalgard, sort of a creative winger from Denmark. He's coming in for Dumbuya, who's had an excellent game. Just waiting, look like Jan Ekra is going to slide into that Aduro role. And Lewis Hilton, here he is.
So first mini line change for Tampa Bay, that counting as one. As the Rowdies, Dalgard and Najm enter the contest.
Well, like we thought, Jan Ekra goes into Dominic Aduro's position, and Najm comes in to slide into Ekra's position.
Well, it takes an amazing team to be the #1 construction firm in Central Florida. At Ripa & Associates, we believe in investing in our employees and in our community. Go to ripaconstruction.com to learn more. That's ripaconstruction.com. Dalgard fresh off the bench. If he had gotten by that last defender, he would have been in trouble.
A great tackle by Franco in the beginning, but asking the referee for a foul, got frustrated. Took out Sebastian Dalgard, just walked on the pitch and asked the Oxy referee, what do you have to do to stay on this pitch? Franco losing his patience and taking out Dalgard. Here it is again. Franco winning the ball, then losing possession. There's the tackle on the new Sebastian Dalgard, who's like 30 seconds on the pitch, hits the deck.
Waste no time getting dirty. There's possession story in the second half. Rowdies have dominated. And again, it's Mkosana and Ekra, the two subs that just took the tempo and the pace to a new dimension.
Well, Jan Ekra brings his influence deeper.
Another hooker from Hilton. And this one's going to be sent out.
Well, the in-swinger was nice, but well defended by Miami. And there's a new dead ball. Oh, well, there's Lewis Hilton now. So good with set pieces.
Tap it back. Lewis Hilton once more.
Adam Najm, very much like Mendoza, what we saw in the first half. The little number 10. He's nimble, likes to play behind the forwards. So a bunch of debuts tonight. Mendoza, Najm, and then Gamiero in goal for Miami FC tonight.
Coach Collins said this game tonight for Tampa Bay was going to be their toughest thus far, and he wasn't kidding.
How could you watch an 0-3 team like Miami and say it's the toughest? Easy. Tampa Bay beat them 3-0 the last time they played, so they have a chip on their shoulder. A new coach comes in under the pedigree of Paul Dalglish. He comes in, reshuffles the team, they start playing for him, and that's exactly what Coach Collins thought what would have happened, and it has happened. As a result, this Miami team, after 70 minutes, have gone toe-to-toe with the #1 Rowdies team thus far.
Malik Johnson, lethal lately. Look, 3 defenders around him. He somehow looked like Mkosana was going to come up with it. They'll send it out, and while we wait, USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing them together. Top local youth talent. Follow the success of the first Academy Cup events. Clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in spring 2021. For more information, USL-Academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. Such great work, the youngsters with goals, especially all the young great soccer players here in the Tampa Bay area with dreams of one day becoming a Tampa Bay Rowdy. 12 and 19 set to enter. Gonzalez and Janos Lube, the German midfielder, will come in for Miami FC. And there is the man, Sebastian Velasquez, with the lone goal for Miami coming off after a busy night's work.
Well, he was the player to watch before the game, Velasquez, and he delivered the goods with a great goal, taking it beautifully to give this Miami a deserved 1-0 lead. Now we have the experience. Gonzalez, the 30-year-old, coming in, number 12. And also the German, Janos Lobe, another offensive player for this Miami FC team. There's Gonzalez, number 12, hitting the deck. Now, because of the Rowdies' possession, creative players like Bezecourt have now had to spend most of their game defending. Bezecourt, the number 7 for Miami, influenced the game so much, but possession means a lot actually in football. And now the Tampa Bay have sort of taken the possession by the scruff. Creative players by the Miami team have to sit back and defend now, sort of go out of their comfort zone. As you see Harrison Heath back in his familiar pivot role, the number 6. Very much the orchestrator.
Rose Broom wearing the captain's armband tonight for Miami. And all of a sudden, Miami with Mo Thaw charging forward. Straight ahead attempt. They send it right. Shot is on. They went far post with it. Loro not happy with his back line.
Well, Mo Thaw gathered the crowd, brought attention to himself and the ever-overlapping Franco. Looks like it was a shot attempt in the end. There's Thaw, waiting. And there's his right back. Looks up, sees the goal and strikes the ball to that far post. Just whizzes past and it goes out for a throw. Evan Loro thanking his lucky stars.
'75th minute. Temperature turned up here inside Al Lang Stadium. Glad you're with us on ESPN Plus. It's been a fun night thus far. I think Miami has arrived, and this will be the night when they said this is whenever we finally got things together, win or lose. The rivalry has begun. Forrest Lasso standing tall for the Rowdies.
What a lead at the back, Forrest Lasso. A great character guy too in the locker room. All 6'6" of him.
Yellow issued. Little frustration from Harrison Heath.
Harrison Heath trying to get the attention of Forrest Lasso, and the referee's having none of it. It's Lewis Hilton, the 2 Englishmen. Both play the same type of game, number 6 and number 4. And Heath is the one that's been singled out. Both similar type players, orchestrators in the midfield, number 4 for Tampa and number 6 for Miami, both from England.
Players that obviously David Beckham very high on.
Correct. Similar type of game. Distributors.
See, Roseboom looks like he is cramping right now and seemingly running on one leg. See if the Rowdies can take advantage of that. Ekra will attack that spot. Tejada, a little bit of room. Things starting to open up. This is Dahlgaard. Sebastian Dahlgaard with the cross. And right now, Miami on their heels.
Have to love the patience from the green and yellow. As soon as the purple shirts clogged the middle, it was released out to Delgado. And in the end, Miami defend admirably.
I think the perfect time for a hydration break for Miami. They did not look good on that last sequence. Nonetheless, we are level at 1 under the lights on this Sunday night at Al Lang.
Well, if you ask Lance Roseboom if it's time for a hydration break, he would barely be able to mumble the words yes or no as he limps across to get some water. What a night here in Tampa. Just scenic.
So the Rowdies carrying 3 straight clean sheets coming into tonight. They have surrendered a goal in this match. It came early, courtesy of Sebastian Velasquez. Rowdies playing uphill the rest of the way. Let's take a look at some of those highlights of a wild first and second half. And Sebastian Velasquez See him, bottom of your screen for Miami.
Well, a beautiful goal in the pouring rain. Romario Williams to the Colombian, and what a finish, far corner. Evan Lauro had no chance, and the counter-attack was on. Bezecourt, Romario Williams, and there's the Colombian, number 10, right to left, across the goal, and 1-0 for the visitors.
Tampa Bay does not panic though.
Here's Malik Johnson, looks up, finds his man, and lucky M. Kosana, the super sub as he's known as, lives up to his nickname. Wanta harder, finds the right winger. Johnson with the cross, M. Kosana with the header, and what a finish. You could put two goalkeepers in there, Drew. It would still be a goal.
So Rowdies and Miami FC trotting back onto the pitch. Miami with a very good showing tonight in the Tampa Bay area. And again, I think this is the night we're all going to remember when this rivalry officially began. It has been nip and tuck football all night long. DN will throw it in for Tampa Bay. Ryan, biggest key the rest of the way, and who wins this match?
Well, the Rowdies have all the momentum, but we talked about the ability for this Miami FC to counter. But because Jan Ekra is sitting so deep now, his ability to keep possession of the ball is preventing this Miami team from getting a hold of the ball. As we see Sebastian Delgado, no, looks like Kyle Murphy, the number 9. And talk about your classic number 9. So Neil Collins, smelling blood in the water, is going for the win. Bringing on yet another center forward. It is Shark Week, by the way, Drew. So blood in the water is just an apt time to mention that. And Kyle Murphy.
Please, I live on the beach, okay? Come on. That's all I need to hear.
Clearwater is definitely one of my favorite beaches ever.
Ekra in motion. He has really turned up the intensity of this Rowdies attack. Now Miami trying to race the other way, trying to get Granito on the run. Lauro will handle things for the Rowdies.
Just the shape is so good for the Rowdies right now that even when they lose the ball, the back three is compact. Jan Ekra is there in front of them, so you have a 4 tight-knit unit.
Here's Johnson. Tried to send it right through the legs. The defender that time couldn't do it. It's funny, Junior Fleming's having such a spectacular year in USL Championship. We remember him as a Rowdy a couple years ago. So he no longer plays for us, but Malik Johnson, kind of the same type of player when we talk about explosiveness and ability to take over a game.
Same set of personality as well, you know. Wears his emotion on his sleeves. Just wants to contribute in every play like this.
Johnson sends it in quickly. And there again is Gamiero, who has grown up tonight.
Well, the more defenders lay off of Malik Johnson, the more he starts to implement this sort of passing into his game. Looks up, number 2 Bao rather, doesn't want anything to do with it. And Malik Johnson tries to thread the needle.
Lasso pleading his case. A couple players tied up right at the center circle, and let's see. Gonna get a yellow. It's gonna be on Mothaw.
Well, twice the referees had to step in. Now with altercations. Oh, look at the forearm on Lasso. And Lasso is 6'6", just to let you know. For you to get your forearm in his face, it's going to have to be, you have to make a concerted effort to do so.
Looked like he was trying to set him up for the DDT. Jake the Snake Roberts' favorite move. Yellow to Thaw. And for Lasso, he has yellow on the year. Trying not to pick up another. Also had that big goal, of course, against Atlanta. The lumberjack in the back. You created something. The last home game, Ryan, that has taken off.
Talk about the look and the personality.
Franco. Now this is Endom. Endom's got tremendous skill. Gets it to Thaw. And now Miami working. They'll head up the pitch. This is Gonzalez. Switch it right. Granito. Granito with the cross. Scarlett there to head it out.
Look at the link-up play between Theo and Gonzalez. Oh.
Gonzalez watches it skate across the end line.
Little Gonzalez, so shifty. Looks like the referee's going to have to step in here again. There's Gonzalez there. Just so good on the ball and off the ball.
Seeing so many of those little skirmishes throughout the night, aren't we?
Yeah, it all started in the first 5 minutes of this game. As the rain poured, the players all seem to get it in their DNA to come alive and become physical.
Janos Lube. Really good to see him on the pitch. Talk about a talented player.
I think he has some sort of affiliation with Mr. Mike Watts. Apparently they're alumni.
Yeah, former Fordham Ram. Led him to the NCAA quarterfinals back in 2017. Great pedigree there.
I have a funny feeling Mr. Mike Watts has the fingers and the toes crossed right now as he watches his fellow alumni play tonight.
Well, great to see Mike at halftime and the interview with Dr. George Champas.
Now, I've seen Mike Watts' fingers and toes. He can't cross all four at the same time.
Yeah. One of his many skills.
Yes.
Johnson sends it back to Loro. We're in the 85th minute. Harrison Heath played a much better second half than he did in the first. Bezecourt in a crowd.
Now this is where Miami becomes dangerous. The purple shirts get close and they do such a good job. Oh, Malik Johnson, just stop it. Just stop it.
Took a hard shot though as he spun around that time.
Well, it brings in the old roly-poly. In an organized game like this, you only see that in your backyard. But Malik Johnson has no fear when it comes to dribbling.
Like a video game, isn't it?
Correct. Such a joy to watch.
Sneak it into Najim, the new Rowdy, seeing his first action tonight. Ball shot, went far post with it. Kyle Murphy, did he have an angle that time?
No, I think Kyle Murphy was trying to hook that ball across. They see his hand trying to tell Lucky Mkosan, I was trying to get the ball too, yeah. Just couldn't get his foot around it. Adam Najin just niggling as usual. Just couldn't hook the ball, sort of spliced it. Looks like there may have been a touch. Yes, there was by the Miami FC defense. Kyle Murphy, such a pro at that number 9 position.
Morgan Auto Group corner kick for Tampa Bay. Put in a good spot. Scarlett comes flying through. Oh, second chance. Jan Ekra gave it a blast over the crossbar.
Well, the momentum is there, and the Frenchman almost got on the end of it. It started with Jordan Scarlett crashing the box. It pinged out, bounced for Jan Ekra. And now it's Brian Gamiero now hitting the turf.
Just have the feeling Miami trying to get out of here with a point.
The Skyway Casuals and Ralph's mob are counting down the time that he's on the pitch. Here he is. And looks like here's Gamiero thinking about it, and there it is. Looks like the sniper got him up in row H, Drew.
You can hear the crowd too, watching the same replay you are. And training staff comes out. So this is the goalie that we least expected to play tonight. Remember, they've got Mark Pace on this roster. And also have Brian Silvestri. Instead, it was Gamiero. And he has stood up to the challenge here in hostile territory. 3 minutes left in regulation play. And likely a bunch of extra time. Neil Collins hoping his Rowdies can pull off another come-from-behind win. Halfway point of the season is here. And Miami still in only their 4th game as Gamiero sends it out of bounds. The crowd will let him know.
Skyway Casuals and Ralph Smurf always up for a conversation with the players.
Najum.
Oh, beautiful. Felt the contact. Yeah, and just shifted to a different direction.
Great field awareness, isn't it?
That's the type of play that Coach Collin wants at that number 10 position. That guile and shiftiness to create room for other players, as we saw there.
Ekra. He's really had a different attitude tonight. Love what he has brought to the field. Quick whistle, and the Rowdies will now try and take the lead.
He has completely changed the game, Drew.
He has.
Came in and just manhandled the midfield, grab a hold of the ball and directed play like a law enforcement officer.
Nice job by Hilton, keeping it for Tampa Bay. Rowdies now go the other way. Here's Johnson, Mkosana inside the box now, lays it for Johnson. Johnson trying to look for a cross, couldn't get by that last line of defense, and great recognition again. Miami, they've kept Johnson bottled up for most of the night. It's those 1 or 2 times where he can just kill you.
A great defending at the end by Ndam, just using his body, exactly what a centre back's supposed to do. Cut off the angle and snuffed out whatever Malik Johnson was offering. Harrison Heath begging for the ball.
Bezecourt.
Just looking at the depth of this Rowdies team, I think that also helped in their resurgence in the second half. The type of subs that they brought on, this man here, Lucky, and Jan Ekra turning the game, but then also bringing more players like Sebastian Delgado to bring some life onto that wing on the left-hand side. A Kyle Murphy on for Wanta Hada, such depth in the green and yellow squad.
Murphy got to watch the spikes. Taken down this time, and 6 minutes of extra time in store.
Well, that's going to make Coach Paul Dalglish grind his teeth a little bit. That's those 6 minutes. But Neil Collins is going to want to use every second of those minutes to try and get a result here.
Keep in mind for Tampa Bay tonight, no Sebastian Guenzati and no Leo Fernandez. So arguably the 2 best players for Tampa Bay not suiting up. And that has forced different guys to take leadership roles. Forced Lasso wearing the captain's armband instead of Guenzati here. I think the Rowdies have responded nicely after conceding the early goal. There's the lumberjack in the back.
And he's done such an admirable job, just leading from the back. Such poise and physicality at the same time.
Games like this, though, you need as slowly the postseason awaits. You're going to have to just learn how to, at times, when your best 1 and 2 punches aren't there, where's that third one going to come from? Najum gets the Rowdies in motion. On the ground is Murphy. Tampa Bay with Hilton. Stays with it. Lucky Mkosana inside the box. He'll take a shot. Oh, and Gamiero with a hand on it.
A great job to begin with by Kyle Murphy, not giving up on the play. In the end, Lewis Hilton, Lucky Mkosana, and a great shot and an excellent save by Gamiero. Typical center forward. Wasn't looking to cross, went for the goal. Forced the keeper to save it, and another corner, and Lewis Hilton is going to be interested here in swinging one right into the 6-yard box. Looking for Forrest Lasso and Kyle Murphy.
Ball is high. Carlos Lobe. And Bezecourt will toss it in.
Just remembering Bezecourt's first half production, just off the charts. But it has slowed down because Miami have not gotten on the ball as much as they've wanted to in the second half.
I think he was kind of that X factor that kept the Rowdies sort of off balance in that first half. They never really seemed to fully kick it into that high gear.
Correct. They just weren't able to. They just weren't able to grab the game by the scruff because of Miami's ability to get on the ball.
Ball gets through this time. Rowdies with a chance. Skated through to Sana. Lucky with a shot deflected out. And again, it's Gamiero. What a night he has had in goal. Lucky Sana nearly had the brace.
Well, it was a missed kick by Ndam. It falls to Kyle Murphy. He just flicks it beautifully. Center forward to center forward. And Gamiero with a foot save. He had a terrific save on Juan Tejada in the first half. Another second great save again.
Morgan Auto Group corner kick for Tampa Bay. Look at the clock. Remember, 6 minutes of extra time. We're more than halfway through it. Ball sent just outside the 6. Ekra passes it up, the shot from Najim. He nearly had the game winner.
What a story that would have been. Adam Najim in his opening minutes in a Rowdy shirt. Here it comes. Lewis Hilton with the cross. It goes to the penalty spot. Great delivery. Forrest Lasso goes up. Jan Ekra dummies. And it sits up perfectly for Najim. He just couldn't find that bottom corner. What a debut this young man has had.
Adam Najim, brief stint last year with Memphis. He's found a home for Tampa Bay. Remember, the Rowdies lost Luis Lomas before the season even began. So Najim, the guy that's going to get a little bit of that talent back. Hard to replace a guy the caliber of Lomas, though. So now it is scramble mode the rest of the way. Do whatever you can to get an opportunity.
Just a minute and a half left.
They look at Lucky once again. They'll look at Johnson.
Great ball by Lucky.
Malik Johnson. Look out. Trying to get by that one defender. He is angry at himself. Wishes he would have kept it.
Well, it's the type of thing as a coach you have to live with a player like Malik Johnson. Trying to just get a little too cute on the right-hand side. But so often those moves have worked in the past.
Finally a whistle. And they're going to give this one to Miami. He finally gets a call.
He's been asking for that call for about 10 minutes now.
Miami on the brink of leaving Al Link Stadium with a point. And it would be the first point that they have had all season long. So that 1 point is a huge point.
What a point to get in Al Link Stadium if it holds. And it does.
It's going to feel like 5 points for Miami. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, a valiant effort to come back, get a goal on the board. But unfortunately, Tampa Bay has to settle for the 1. Final score, 1-1. We'll wrap this one up from Al Link Stadium when we return.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something?
When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
Final score 1-1. Gonna feel like a win for Miami FC, but Tampa Bay Rowdies also came from behind, nearly took the lead late. The rivalry is on. Tampa Bay and Miami, it's gonna be great for years to come. Future schedule for the Rowdies. Atlanta United comes here on Saturday night. Hope to see you then. And if not here on ESPN+, then the Rowdies will head to Charleston a week later, followed by Miami and Philadelphia here at home, and then the Battery once again on September 11th. Big-time goals tonight. Sebastian Velasquez gets in the book for Miami, and for the Rowdies, Lucky M. Kosana. 1-1, your final score. Thanks for watching Tampa Bay Rowdies Soccer on ESPN+. Have a great week.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.